Scales. Scales?
Scales.
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 Scales. Scales. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Yuking Chou Brandenburgh. I'm so glad that you are hanging out with me today. If you are interested in anything music or piano related, please hit the subscribe button and hit that bell so you won't miss out on any of my future videos. Also, please stay tuned until the very end of the video because I will recommend some technical music scores that are tried and true and used by the greats. They will definitely help you improve your various techniques. A lot of people have asked me if practicing scales will make them better pianists. And the answer, of course, is yes. Scales teach you to perfect the playing of neighbor tones up and down the keyboard in every major key, minor key, chromatic, and special modes. Plus, learning to play the scales in different keys has extra benefits because the black key, white key pattern shifts as you change the key signatures. Like this. Stay with me for a minute. White, white, black. White, 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 black, white. The pattern changes for E major. White, black, black. White, white, black, black, white. Also, scales help develop finger dexterity by emphasizing cross-unders with the thumb and crossovers with third and fourth finger. Notice that when you play contrary motion scales, both hands have the same fingering, so the crossovers and unders happen at the same time. When you play parallel scales, because left hand and right hands begin with different fingers, the crossovers and unders happen at different points in the scales. Many scales don't even start on 5 and 1. For instance, E flat major starts on the third finger in both hands. And G flat major starts on 4th in the left hand and 2 in the right hand. In classical piano music, there are a lot of melodies that incorporate scales. Like this one, the Mozart Sonata No. 16 in C major. Or this one, the end of the Chopin Ballade No. 1 in G minor. There are many, many more, and this is one more reason why you just can't skip scales. Mastering scales will not make you a great pianist, but there are no great pianists who haven't mastered scales. Now, on the other hand, I have heard some people say that if you can play scales well, you must be a good pianist. Not necessarily. The Mozart sonata we just heard has more Alberti bass than scales, and the Chopin ballade contains a laundry list of various very complicated techniques. I want you to think for a moment about nutrition. Scales are like a vitamin, let's say vitamin C. Is vitamin C important for human health? Absolutely. It is an essential nutrient. It promotes the immune system, it's an antioxidant, and it's good for your gums and teeth. But a person who consumes only vitamin C is not going to be very healthy. You need other vitamins and minerals too. Likewise, if you don't consume other piano techniques, you are not going to have a healthy piano foundation. As pianists, we need to work on many different techniques that are found in many different styles of music. Block chords, broken chords or arpeggios, and Alberti bass, jumps, trills, and truckloads of articulations and dynamics. The list goes on and on. These are the building blocks of piano playing, and neglecting these techniques means you will lack a solid technical foundation. You might get by with easier pieces, but when the passages start to get more difficult, your fingers will not be able to manage the technical requirements anymore. You won't be able to play smoothly and beautifully, and the joy will go out of your musical presentation. It's impossible to labor through a difficult passage and still be able to play the music with any joy. Here's another way to put it. Nobody can just show up to a baseball field and be able to play baseball with any degree of excellence. A baseball player needs to learn to run, to throw, catch, and hit. Likewise, if all you can do is somersault, then you are not much of a gymnast. You are just a person who can somersault. Whether you are a baseball player or a gymnast, a football player or a skater, or a pianist. There are a number of individual techniques that must be perfected in order to master the whole game or the whole instrument. Okay, at the beginning of this video, I told you I would share some of the piano scores that will help you seriously improve your piano technique. First is Hanon Complete. The second half of the book has all the scales and arpeggios, and the first half of the book is loaded with lots of finger exercises. However, even though each exercise patterns are different, most of the time both hands are playing the same notes in parallel. So it doesn't do a very good job of training the hands against each other. This book should be considered basic and is best for beginners and early intermediate pianists. When you are talking about technique, all roads lead to Czerny. I have another video that talks about Karl Czerny and how to train weak fingers. I will leave the link down below so you can watch it later. Czerny wrote many books just for finger exercises called etudes, or studies. As you work your way through these books, you'll discover that every exercise tackles a different technique. It could be block chords or broken chords in either hand. It could be trills or different articulations or dynamics. The exercises are not long, between 8 measures and 4 pages. Depends on which book you have. The most famous ones are Opus 599, Opus 299, Opus 821, and Opus 849. I will leave the links down below. Czerny etudes are not only very good for your technique, they are also very valuable as music pieces. As you work through them, you will learn the classical chord progressions. That means you will also incorporate some music theory while improving your finger techniques. The benefits are countless. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or share it with your friends. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!